Hey, and welcome to Douglas Carr Photography. I'm Doug, and in today's video we're going to get into who am I, what is my history in photography, where am I today, and where I would like to go with my photography in the future. And my channel is not just about me or my photography. I would like to create a community of photographers that can help each other. I would like to give back. I'd like to inspire and maybe teach, help other photographers taking their photography to the next level, becoming more creative photographers, and maybe be rewarded financially from YouTube in the process. Although there's a much bigger reason for me behind making these videos than financial reward, although that would be tremendous benefit to me. But the real reason I'll get into later. So feel free to subscribe, smash that like button, and leave me a comment at any time. So, I was born in South Africa, and from an early age I was drawn to photography. At the age of 17 I got my first spale reflex camera, a Minolta X100, and pretty much became a professional photographer at the age of 17, as I was taking pictures of my fellow students when they were performing in their sports, and then I would sell it back to them. Then I went on to becoming a photographer in the South African Army, followed by studying photography or enrolling to study photography at Cape Peninsula Technikon in Cape Town. But unfortunately, due to learning disabilities, I dropped out. Then in 1995 I went traveling to Egypt and London, and my number one priority was to have a decent camera with me, or a camera that could withstand shock. I thought traveling would be harsh on a camera. And then in around 2000, I was working as a motorbike courier in London, going around from photographers' studios. You know, they would do a shoot, I would pick up the film, take it to the lab, go to the labs, picking up photographs, whole photography industry, couriering around film and albums. And this really inspired me again. And I started looking at how these photographers working, they were living the life I wanted to live. So in 2000, I decided once again to try and become a photographer, to earn a living from being a photographer. And my wife at the time bought me a iMac, one of those with a color background. There's iMacs when they came out, green one. And I pretty much started, I would say, self-study. Just reading articles on photography and how to be a photographer. And in 2002 I moved to Norway, and in 2003 I opened my first portrait wedding studio in Narvik, and went on to win Portrait of the Year in 2005, and opened my second studio in the famed Photographic franchise in Harstad in 2007. But unfortunately, one morning in August in 2009, I woke up with a severe depression and anxiety, and it was so bad that I would have rather taken my own life than to take another portrait. Also never went on to finish editing the wedding photographs from the last wedding that I did. I didn't know what the problem was at the time, but I've always believed in exercise. So I bought a bicycle and I cycled the length of Norway. Then in 2013, I wanted to get back to my photography, but still had the problem with taking pictures with people. So, and my dad just came back from an overlanding trip in Africa, and he suggested to me photographic safaris. So yeah, so I pretty much started researching photographic safaris. It was like the perfect idea. I mean, going on safari and teaching people photography, being out in nature, being out with wildlife, it was just like a match made in heaven. So in 2015, I traveled back to South Africa. I became a qualified guide. I worked at a couple of lodges, and I started offering private photographic safaris. Then in 2019, I launched my business officially, but unfortunately at the same time, I was once again struggling with mental health challenges, and it was also the year of the pandemic. And it was during this period that I finally got diagnosed with bipolar. So yeah, that's why I sometimes will mention or talk about bipolar in my videos. It is a part of my life. It doesn't define me as a photographer or as a person, but it does play an impact on my life. I returned to Norway in 2021, but not before I was published in Wildlife Photographic or some of my wildlife photographs. In 2023, I bought a camera again, as I previously lost all my photographic equipment due to the pandemic. I basically had to sell all my gear just to come back to Norway. I bought a Nikon Z6 II, my first mirrorless camera, and I fell in love with my photography again. As actually prior in 2019, I was thinking to actually convert into becoming a videographer and filming wildlife more than doing photography. But yeah, with the Z6, I think one of the features on the Z6 that really made me fall in love with my photography and the ability to be, like I would say, maybe call a creative photographer, is the in-camera multiple exposure option. We can take up to 9 photographs and layer them over each other in a multiple exposure. But as there's no wildlife in Oslo, and I'm still not taking pictures with people, I've now become an urban landscape photographer, sometimes wandering out into nature, being a landscape photographer. But yeah, so my aim now is to work on trying to become a fine art photographer. Basically, taking photographs that I can sell as limited edition fine art prints. And if you go to my website now or at any time and you contact me, you can get a 25% discount on any of my prints. And I've recently bought the 102 megapixel Fuji GFX100Sii with a 20 to 35 millimeter f4, which is equivalent to a 14 to 30 millimeter in 35 millimeter terms. And I bought the DJI Pocket 3, which I'm filming on now. And I mainly recently bought that. It's connected with my mental health. Like I say, I found that exercise does my mental health good. And my goal is to live for my photography again. And my aim is to take prints that I can sell as limited edition fine art prints, and in the process earn a living from photography. And to try and sum this all up my goal is then to get out, do more photography. My aim is to upload a weekly video onto YouTube, and with the DJI Pocket I will go out and film my photo walks in a POV style. So each week I'll try I'll try and focus on a different area and a different gender in photography. So sometimes videos will be ICM photography, multiple exposure, black and whites, focusing on negative space. You know, I'll try it. This is what I'll try. It's difficult for me to stick to one thing because of my bipolar. My mind, my thoughts jump from topic to topic. You probably have already noticed that in my walk so far. So yeah, I'm on top of a bridge. I'm not so good with all the Norwegian names. Akkerbru something. It's the bridge that it goes across the railway line by Oslo Central Station. So yeah, and I hope you found value in this video and in my videos to come. And therefore I really appreciate if you could help me by subscribing to this video, smash that like button, leave me a comment, and then head off to my Facebook group page, like my Facebook page, and join my Facebook private community, Doug's Photo Facebook community group. Upload your photographs, I'll give maybe weekly topics, ICM. Or if you don't do ICM, upload your photos of the week. And well, I wouldn't say I'm the world's best photographer, although I believe I am. But I know I can give some feedback, my opinion of how I think you could maybe improve your photography. Maybe a different crop, try a black and white, Composition is very important to me, so maybe I'll give you some tips on composition. Anyway, thanks again. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Douglas can't tell a short story, and apologize for that. Thanks again for liking it. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video. Cheers. Sorry, I just cut. You'll have to go. You have to go to the future. History, past. If you're interested in ICM or in-camera multiple exposure photography, or want to see the rest of my POV of my photo walk in Oslo, click on one of the two links above.